Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Martin Leaker channel. Good to see you today, guys. Happy Flaterday, wiggly flat thumbs. Hope everybody is groovy. See Nora there, Manny in the chat, and our lovely hippie shake. Good to see you all. Much love to you all, guys. It's going to be a fab show tonight. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to have a brain spasm everywhere, all over the internet. All my collective thoughts over the last few days. I'm going to share with you now on a Flaterday and what I've been thinking about, which is, because I'm today's host, Marticus Levitateus, levitation. Now, this is definitely a thing, and this is why. You ready? Okay. Let a few of you pile in. I can see Joe in the house there. Much love, Joe. Good to see you, lovely. Ooh. Big warm hugs to you. And Stefan, good to see you, my man. Plain speaking Jane's in the house. Yeah, we've got happy vibes in the house, man. We only do groovy over here, babe. Shelly Beach. Ooh. That sounds fucking where somewhere should be at. Sort of cold, miserable with Britain. Linda, it's not miserable. We made it this far, guys. It's another day in paradise for us. Another day in paradise. Okay. It's epic. Let's just go with it anyway, whatever. What choice have we got, guys? What choice have we got? Huh? So let's just have fun, kick back, let your hair down if you've got any. Bob Sykes is in the house. Ah, my martial arts brother. Fucking much love for you. And we got Jay Saunders, good to see you. And he's in Thailand. He's having a cup of tea. He's having a cup of Thai tea. Oh, there's nice. She was there with you and my man. Be fucking brilliant. We love a bit of Thai life now. And we got, ooh. Yeah. Let's just get over it. Okay. Don't worry. It's not about us. Let's just pretend it's not about us for now. And ignorance is bliss, I think. When you're trying to have a good time, it is. Hugh's been bringing down the jokes. Okay, you ready? Now, from my earliest memories as a child, from about, I don't even know, 6, even younger than that, I can remember sitting there and trying to move objects with the power of my mind. Even before I knew what telekinesis was, I was trying to practice it. My sister was doing it too, trying to. I can honestly admit, I haven't had too much success in this, considering monks can shift the mountains. I was, early stages. But then later, with my meditation and yoga practices, which I was doing before I was a teenager, I was doing lotus position, lifting myself off the floor. And as I mentioned before, I took my hands away, and it was a second or so before I hit the floor. And I had a holy shit moment. I was like, okay. I just levitated for a little bit. So really had some sort of obsession with levitation and my flying dreams. Lots of you have commented on my post after my post last night, that flying dreams and floating around on your back, all loosey-goosey. Yeah, man. It's quite common. Then I noticed later on, when I got into my teenagers, I got into music systems. I mean, big music systems. I mean, walls full of speakers and massive amplifiers. I would go 2 streets away to hear the bass of my systems. I was in competition with a boy down the road, Jonathan Davis, God rest his soul. Jonathan Bolton, God rest his soul. His system, yeah, he had his in the garden shed, and he just, listen. It was loud, okay? And what I noticed was when I put the stereo on, like really loud in my bedroom, that shit would start moving around, and my mother would shout up the stairs, "Martin, my glasses are falling over, everything's coming apart, the pictures are wonky." I would cause seismic activity in my house using bass vibration. All the pictures would go skew-if, the glasses would clink, and everything would move about in my bedroom. I was going around in a constant state of straightening anything up. So how is it not possible that you can move weights with sound? Well, it is, because I've done it. I just told you, I literally, to the extent, I had a shelf with a big bass bin on top, and the bass bin rattled itself off, fell off the shelf, and landed on my mate's head and knocked him clean unconscious. So vibration can be really dangerous too. It's a true story. So you can move objects. Opera singers, they can literally hit a pitch and they can smash a champagne glass or a wine glass. So we know this is possible for music to cause destruction and, oscillated at the right frequency, move stuff. They can already move, they say in science, because of the laws of physics. We'll go into all of that later. Only tiny little bits of stone using sound because they haven't got enough power. Well, maybe they're not using enough power. Yeah, get my drift. So we're going to look into today. I could have selected loads more, but we're going to go into many deep dives all in one. Looking at some of the ancient civilizations' ruins and the impossible stones that are there. Okay, some of them even before the age of horse and carty, and even in the days of horse and carts, going on that a horse in the Victorian era could only maximum carry up to half a ton. A pack horse, and a shire horse or something from the countryside, as long as it got good roads, could only pull, as long as it's got a good descent, meaning not uphill, so it's had it in Wales, is a ton max. That's it. Yeah, well, what I'm going to talk about now, we're going into literally thousands of tons. How is it even possible in far off antiquity, nay, even the Bronze Age? And we're going to look into some of my favorite sites. We could have gone to the pyramids, but they keep speculating the pyramids were built with ramps and shit ton of slaves and sledges and rollers. Yeah, what the fuck ever. Anyway, we're not going to talk about the pyramids because it's so blasé. We're going to talk about Baalbek because it's got ball, so Baalbek, home of the Phoenicians, and then the Romans, and then Alexandria as well. They've all been through this massive complex. We're going to look into that. Stonehenge. No, a lot of you are going to say, no, that's fake, that is, bro. Yeah, man, they built it the other day. Okay, they may have built it the other day, but there still are some anomalies, as in stones, the Saracen stones, that have travelled 170 miles from Wales in apparently the Neolithic era. So even though all of these complexes as well, they're all shattered. And in my mind, I think that they're all unfinished. I mean, they get so far, and then a reset happens, and these places never got finished. One thing we're going to look at it, you can use your own discernment with this, is Göbekli Tepe. Okay, the oldest site, they say, archaeologically on Earth, found in recent years, these stupid T-stones. I'm not buying it personally. I think that this thing might be a bit of a psyop. There's too many similarities with the carvings that you see on the back of the Moe in Easter Island. And it's a world away, trying to link all of this up. I think it's a psyop going on. We'll look at that a little bit later. And Easter Island itself makes no sense. You know, little dot in the South Pacific like that, so remote from humanity. Could be a remnant of Mew, who even knows, with all of these big carved heads in a time when they didn't have metal chisels. Yeah, you heard me. Apparently they did it with stone chisels, like animals. Whatever. So anyway, so we're going to be looking into all of this. Telekinesis is something that has been, you know, later on when I got a bit older, then it was exploding heads after I watched Scanners and then crashing planes, all the normal stuff boys go through. But telekinesis was the main focus. I'm joking. Olmec heads. We all know Olmec heads, and we could have talked about Puma Punko in this, up on the high ridges by Lake Titicaca, wiped out off the face of the earth when apparently Lake Titicaca had some sort of tsunami, and there's all these big, massive, I don't even 10 stone blocks H's on Puma Punko. But we're not looking at that today. We're looking at them 4 locations because I got awesome pictures and stuff, and my calculations, what I think at the end. So we're going to go through all of that. We're looking to the field today of telekinesis and acoustic levitation, which is a thing. Okay, we're going to do that. You all in on that? Okay, that's just the intro. So yeah, feeling groovy. Staying out of trouble. You know how it goes. Smart bronze chisels. Well, yeah, as long as you keep sharpening them every 3/4 of an hour, because they blunt almost instantly. This is the same narrative for copper chisels as well. They had literally had to employ somebody to constantly sharpen the copper chisels. This is the narrative for the Gothic cathedrals anyway, but the information now. So somebody said, I think it was Kevin in my chat earlier, said, oh yeah, they could have been moving these objects using air balloons. Well, some of these sites we're going to be going into are the apparent Neolithic era, so we'll give them a go, a miss for this. I have talked about and shown images of moving obelisks and stones in Paris, etc., using zeppelins. So they carry a shit ton of people. They can carry a lot of weight. Okay, but for this post, we're going to discern whether these sites are actually authentic or not. First of all. And some of these stones are unimaginably big. I've got the dimensions, the size of these, which you wouldn't even, just crazy. People could not shift them, especially with the technology that they say was around at the time. Okay, so that's what we're looking into. Horse and carty, not a thing, I'm afraid. Okay, I've been looking into the average stone size for even from the Victorian era earlier. And it's just like, you know, logistically impossible to be building these giant Tartarian buildings that we witness in American cities, for example, on the back of a horse and cart on a muddy street. It would take, you know, decades probably. So that's what we're going to look into. Let me give you a few of you shouts. Let a few of you gather in. So yeah, I definitely think these sites that I'm going to talk about, except for the exception of Göbekli Tepe, which are, you know, we'll have a look at it, but I definitely think there's something iffy going on with that. Baalbek, well, I've got early documentation proof that this site is in antiquity, isn't it? It is home of the Phoenicians, and it's just cited so many times, Baalbek, as Heliopolis, when Alexander the Great took over the place. Heliopolis, you can see in many citations. So that place, Baalbek, through antiquity, we can presume was there. Okay, but when was it wiped out? Well, I think all of this were because the Baalbek stone, the biggest stone in antiquity, we're going to look at shortly, did not get finished. And what we're finding with a lot of these places in antiquity is they seem like, well, apart from the fact that they're smashed to pieces, is they are unfinished, almost as if they never got this stuff done in time. So yeah, some of the facets and some of the aspects of Baalbek's complex are really mind-blowing in scale. I hadn't quite until I dived into it and looked into the quarry, you know, the feasibility of putting these massive stones onto rollers for what was 800 meters from a nearby quarry. Seems a bit farcical. We'll have a look though. Okay. Transported on rollers and sledges. Okay, that's what antiquity gives us. But they give us watery balls and dinosaurs as well, don't they? So we'll take all that with a pinch of salt. So yeah, Baalbek. And we're going to look into all the different civilizations that have inhabited this place and some of the best photographs that you will see on the internet. So that's me today. I got loads to share as well with you, taking us up to images of the day, and that'll be the recipe for Flaterday. So I hope you're ready. Buckle up. So there's Kevin, who's quoted earlier. Doctor Who used the first trillion years ago to escape. Yeah, well, that's made during Cardiff, and he talks a pack of shit. There's no trillion anythings. I was going to do a post in the future on Speed of Light. That gets on my nerves. Yeah, Late Titty Kaka. It's wicked, isn't it? It's one of my favourite names as well, Dusky. I know. Who knew? Natural Law, says Chris. Indeed, Darwin Natural Law. All there. Their law. Sonic Boom Boom. Well, we talked about destruction through sound, and it is the same, similar technology. The other side of the coin, I guess you could say, is what we're going to go into now. Okay, Melisande, which when I propose it in the way I'm doing, you might be convinced that that might be happening. There's loads of ideas of how they're moving these stones, but what they say is bullshit. I think, if, we were in a evolved state of consciousness more than we are now before reset, we wouldn't be pissing around with lifting heavy stuff. Yeah, we would just make sure that we was just smart enough. Or, a bit of telekinesis, a bit of sound play. Yeah, get the geometry working for us and get that thing floating. You could probably just push it with your finger up the hill like that. That's the way I see it anyway. But no, they want you to think, oh no, they had slaves, loads and loads and loads of poor slaves to drag these out all day. Oh yes, hideous existence. They always say that, don't they? They always want to do the victim thing with everything in antiquity. But their story sucks anyway, their history. Spark plugs have always been fun to say. I love, yeah, they're good fun. More recent, yeah, I think all of this happened recently. So yeah. Sodium fluoride, the water, don't help us. I'll just change it atomically with probably a Brian, mate. We're stronger than anything that they can chuck at us. I'm living proof that this is true. Okay, let's live without fear. It's a fabulous existence, honestly. And when you live without fear, nothing actually fears you, and then you just live in a world of groovy, and then you think all your own thoughts. Oh, it's so yummy. That's what I do anyway. But you do you, boo. Dusky. Okay, let's get stuck into some images straight away today, because I tell you what, there's quite a bit to share. So we're going to start with the site of Baalbek, and here we go. Hope you enjoy my post for today, for Flaterday. Bringing the love, bringing the vibes. We're going to have a big love in. We're going to have a big hug off, big coochie hug, controlled coochie hug. Okay. So this is in the Lebanon, in Baalbek, the quarry for the complex of Baalbek. We've all seen this stone. I'm guessing if you've watched Stupid Ancient Aliens and crappy programs like that, they bang on about this, don't they? All of the official historians. But what they don't tell you is a couple of years ago, they found a stone underneath this stone, which is almost double the size. So this stone is the biggest stone in antiquity that's been carved, and it was meant to go into a building, and it weighs 1,700 ton. And there's one underneath it twice as big, which would be about 4,000 ton. In far off antiquity, apparently. So how so? So yeah, so you can see that it was carved. They're trying to say that this thing's been here thousands of years, just laying there out in the open, partially submerged with another stone underneath, and it's still there, and nothing else has happened. It's just, to me, I'm really convinced that this is some sort of modern scam, going on, they like to play your ball and 3-cup games, don't they? And just rip everyone the fuck off. So why wouldn't they do it with archaeological sites? It looks like a bit of reinforced modern concrete to me, but I'm just saying, it's the biggest apparent piece in antiquity. How would they have lifted it if the world hadn't gone tits up, apparently, because it's still there now? How, pray tell? Would they have got it to the site? So they say, if you asked AI, which is not very forthcoming with anything, and no help with anything whatsoever, I have noticed, it's just like very much a hindrance. Oh, I can see where you're going here, Matt. Look at these tunnels here. Bet they'd be super interested. I was thinking about caves this morning, how groovy it'd be to sit in a cave for the afternoon and just chill out, as long as it didn't fill up with sea. And then, but a dry cave. Yeah, so you can see there's some evidence of what looks like machining. To me, it looks like a bit of concrete, but apparently it's sandstone. So we just go with it. There it is. And they apparently cut out all of the bits of stone for the complex of Baalbek we're going to look into now. So yeah, these stones you can see in the plateau of the Temple of Jupiter are some of the biggest stones ever to be laid in antiquity. Okay. So first of all, the lower level, there's been many civilizations in Baalbek. The lower level, this one here, or probably lower. They say it's Neolithic, and they have no idea who put it there. Okay. The big stones and the stuff you witnessed there, okay, is apparently from the Phoenician complex that put this thing here, the Phoenicians, okay, because it's in Lebanon and that is Phoenicia. These stones here weigh approximately, excuse me, I've got it, 20 to 25 tons, the average stone. And then once you're looking at there, 800 tons a piece. So either it was built by giants, which they do say, because there is a narrative that Cain, you know, the son of Adam, built Baalbek and he was a giant, but, you know, can't really, got no photographs, it ain't true, you know what I'm saying? So, so the base of the temple to the Jupiter, I know Ancient Aliens said, oh yeah, this was a platform for the fucking mothership, bro. This is like the bee's knees. There's all sorts of stuff hidden in it. Anyway, the big layer is the Phoenician layer. Now the complex, so the Phoenicians were there, they say 2000 BCE. So they're saying 4,000 years ago onwards till, and they worship Baal, as you know, who was their sky god. And then, dun, 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 Alexander the Great came along. Wow. Alexander the Great came along. He conquered it in 332. Interesting. 332 date, BCE. And then he renamed this complex Heliopolis, as in City of the Sun. Heliopolis. Hell, Satan. All comes back to the sun and Satan, doesn't it? So it was called the City of the Sun. Okay, so phase 1 was in the Neolithic, we don't know. Phase 2 was the Phoenicians, and then phase 3 were apparently the Romans, who instilled and built the Temple of Jupiter, the Temple of Bacchus, we know what they were getting up to in there, and the Temple of Venus, and massive podiums and massive columns beyond any comprehension anywhere else really in antiquity. So it is just absolutely phenomenal site, which I would really love to visit if it wasn't so volatile in these places. And, you know, let's just say they see me coming, okay? All alarm stack going off. So what I'm thinking here as well, guys, is what I'm talking about now in this ancient civilization is part of a circuit network, and all of these complexes that I'm going to talk about, these sacred sites, are put on nodal points in the grid system. And if you put a building or go in to build a building on a nodal point, that's going to help you with lifting big stones in place. Okay, so what was happening there, I can't imagine, but looking at it from above, it looks exactly like a circuit board, doesn't it? Anyway, this big bit here, this huge thing, there's all sorts of stuff underneath, the Great Court underneath here, and there it's called the Trilliaton, okay, like trillion, but Trilliaton, and it has 3 massive 800-ton blocks in it. Wow. Later builders then added to it after the fall of Rome and everything. So it was the Byzantines, then the Arabs, then the Ottomans, and then it all went to shit in a handbag, obviously. Fucking hell. What? So we got oil paintings of the early complex of Baalbek. Let's just go through a few images and see what we think. I don't go too many. But yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this. What you can see is underground stuff, underground walls. Looks like just after the reset. This complex is the walls are taken out. Really interesting sort of what would have been a water feature, I guess. But they knew the apocalypse was coming, guys. Look at these underground bunkers everywhere. And these survivors, man, they're in so many of these early paintings and Turner paintings. But yeah, the size. And look at the geometry in there. So it's definitely about the geometry and matching the geometry. I bet if you match it perfectly, that thing you just lift with your finger. Do you remember doing that with your friends? So we would sit a friend on a chair And, you know, you can call it magic if you want. You can call it whatever you like. This used to happen. And you put hands over your friend's head while they're sat in the chair like that, and you just lift them off the ground like they're nothing. How many times have you done that? Everyone's like, whoa. I've lifted people off sand like that, just laying down with fingers like that, like they're nothing. Have you done that? How do you think that's possible? Well, they're showing you advanced geometry underneath, which I find fascinating, especially when it comes to lifting giant stones like that up there 4,000 apparent years ago. I bring everything forward. You can do the handprint of the Phoenicians all over this. This is definitely their home city. I got some of the earliest photographs, 1840s, believe it or not, ever taken at Baalbek. They can't quite tell him, but they're from they're glass plates, lithographs, and they're photographs, and they're quite crap actually. But you get a clue of this thing didn't really happen too long ago. I think something hit it from this side that way, boom, and just took all this down. Blast of waters, my guess. So yeah, 3 800-ton blocks. There they are there. Biggest laid in antiquity under the temple of Jupiter. Just what? And why are they that big and just there? Maybe the whole thing was that big at one time. This looks like a later adaptation, not Roman. That's probably the Byzantines we were talking about. And there's the Phoenicians coming into port, bringing their trades. This is how they infiltrated the world with their strange customs and their wares, which sold really well and still do in the modern day. Yeah, they patched it up as well. You know, these mega blocks. Just to give you an idea, these are 2 people here. Sorry, I can't blow it up. I can a bit, maybe. 2 people there to give you an idea of the scale. And you can see the end of a column there and there. So they've patched up this wall with columns. How they're wheeling a crane out there, guys. It's out in the desert. How they even doing this? Just incredible scale. But when you look into the way that the old world was run by like the high priests of Egypt, the monks of Tibet, the people that lived on Easter Island, they knew the secret. To move the Moe in Easter Island, they say, they sung a song, and the Moe walked. A song, a vibration. It's hard to know what to say, but it's such a good place to study for, you know, seeing these transitions, civilizations. What I mean by that is resets, guys. But yeah, whatever happened was just totally colossal. To think they're sitting in a place that thing can happen again is the terrifying truth of it all, actually, when you get down to it. Look at that column just resting against that wall. They never had time to finish this, I don't think, you know, guys. I think all of this place, look at that. So yeah, the stone never fell through, and they shored it up with bricks. And, you know, when they discovered this site, 1800s, like nobody gives 2 toots about Heliopolis or any of the Opolises before then. Look at all of that disturbance, mud outside. Nobody's been there since it happened, since the mud flood happened. And honestly, the 1800s photos, it really does look like not long after, honestly. We'll have a look now at some of them. So yeah, perfect geometry. So they know about geometry, balance. They know about the true structure of this place. I would love to go and take a look at these stones close up. I noticed they got some holes here, putlocker holes, possibly. Some people say, you know, that they poured these stones. Some people are in the camp of that, and that's how they deal with these massive quantities and massive weights, possibly. I think that they just use these nodal points to their advantage in able to put these stones into place. I literally think that they thought Tartaria into place. Crazy as that sounds, that's what I think. And I think they're using sound and vibration in the way of horns, bells and drums. Okay, that's what they were doing. They used the same technique to destroy Jericho. But you get that frequency right, and the stone will start shaking, oscillating, and then it'll become what they call inert. And not that I'm a purveyor of gravity, but the thing that holds us down would not abide to it, and it would become light as a feather, and you could just lift it up and put it in place. Look at the weight of that one stone. And this geometry I can see on buildings in the city where I live as well. This same geometry, it goes along the crests of some of the buildings, and the lions everywhere anyway, because the Phoenicians, isn't it? So there you go. The size of that. Obviously, they'd move that maybe with a forklift truck in modern day. 800 tons sounds too heavy, even for giants. It is incredible to think, isn't it? That they did that and they put them in place, but that's what they're telling us. Far off antiquity. The decoration is attributed to the Romans and then later peoples, but yeah, you can see the beautiful Corinthian toppage on the decoration is just second to none. But you can see that a Phoenician feel about everything. The fascia column, the same as the fascias, and even I hadn't seen it before. The columns, Masonic as well, but like the exploding out of the fascias, that's what you see. Yeah, that's what I see. Wow, look at the vaulting. So what gets me is with these sites, these 4 that I'm going to show you, is the unbelievable age. And then you think to yourself, well, yeah, Stonehenge is old, but it's not as old as the site I got up on my hill just over by there, which I could have done a study on, and I will do in the future. Or the Neolithic remains just down the road 2 or 3 miles away of Tinkinswood and St. Livens, which are the biggest stones. I've got them on my channel about these monuments. As old as Belbeck. And that settlement on top of the hill over there where I live was 12,000, they say. Oh, 6,000, half the age away from the Ice Age, they say. 6,500 years ago. And I am not a purveyor of the Ice Age. I think that the Ice Age ended in the year 2020. And there are like people in there carved. I wonder why they did that. And really beautiful sacred geometry. Super duper good. So yeah, it's still full of mud and disturbance. It's almost as if, it's been covered by water. The water's just receded, and that's what it's left it like. It's exactly what it looks like after Noah's floods. These columns are fantastic. These dudes here in desert clothes and stuff, they didn't build this. They don't build shit. And this stuff, is just mind-blowing. And the columns seem to be buried half into the ground. I think this is the top bit. The rest is all buried. But yeah, indeed, this is when they first came in and checked it out, guys. Belbeck, it's like it's been built by giants. Look at the door. Why so big? Temple complex was... Look, I can't even imagine seeing it. I've tried to envision it in my mind, in what it would have been like in its heyday, but you can't, because you only got Hollywood to revert to. I see like technological things, advanced technologies, plasma techs. Look at this. Tell me they never knew Armageddon was coming, guys. This complex wasn't even finished. They dug in. So many of these, Heliopolis, Persepolis, and all of these ancient cities, you can see that these complexes, but apart from wiped out, they weren't even finished when they were wiped out. Look, the vegetation in this, I'm guessing this is 18th century engraving, is all there post Armageddon, not long ago. Wow. Wow. Ooh. So yeah, that is so Phoenician. Huge. So yeah, Temple of Vesta in Rome. That's Rome though. And the Temple of Venus in Belbeck restored at the bottom there. That's what it looked like. Okay, well, they've replicated the Phoenician architecture everywhere in the world, in all of the major cities, haven't they? So that was the extent of the Phoenician Empire, but they got a lot bigger. I think they were everywhere in the world at a certain period in time. The Hittites, the Israels, and the Phoenicians were just what they say was on the Levant, and Cyprus, parts of Greece were apparently enclaves early, but I think they infiltrated the world and took a jealousy to the groovy way civilization had been run, or it was run, in the times of Tartaria. It's taken a long time. The control, you know, obviously there's a new boss, isn't there? It doesn't take a genius to work that out. AI is just doing its thing, but already everyone's just cheesed right off with it and can't be bothered. It must have a sense, if it knows anything, that people can't be bothered with it anymore. And that happened really quickly. People were like, yeah, all right, Mr. Know-it-all, Mr. Know-fuck-all. Here's the Phoenicians with their heads covered in what looks like gold leaf, but I think it's electrum, a gold conductive electrum on the models of the Phoenicians. Why they got the elongated heads or the head where, I don't know, but that's what they look like. See the straight noses? The Phoenicians. Very, very mystical. The sea peoples. So yeah, early on in my my research, I went into languages, Phoenician and well, hieroglyphics, but then I found out hieroglyphics were actually Cymriglyphics, and that is Welsh. So there's that. And early language, I reckon it's just a code. It looks like computer code to me. I reckon it's just, I see patterns emerging from it. Eventually, something comes out of it. I think that's what they're all doing with all of this information. Looks like nines, and AI's doing this crazy sigil stuff, and it looks like what's on this stone here. This stone language. And this is in Taunton, Massachusetts. What civilization's been there then, guys? Anyway, back on track. So yeah, that's Baalbek. Let me just show you a quick couple of photographs from 1842. So really in the infancy of photography. These are on glass plates. But you can see, I'm just going to go through them quick because there's quite a few of them to do. Margaret Walter, Alpha Billy, how you doing? Kathy Bronson. I'm singing a Flaterday song to you guys. So yeah, these photographs are just spooky. It looks like it's another dimension. I really do get a really weird sense. There's fingerprints all over them here of people that have been dead generations. Fingerprint there. Fingerprints are weird, isn't they? That just shows that we're bioorganic robots having our own individual retina scan, our own individual fingerprint, so they know who everyone is. Do you think that's just like God did that? Oh yeah, I'm going to individually code all human beings. I don't think God would think like, well, I don't know how God would think. Because the plan is ineffable. Don't you know? So I'm not even going there. So I'm doing me boo. See how that goes. That stone was hanging there, never had bricks there when these photographs. So after 1842, they put that pillar of bricks underneath it. Really interesting that we caught that. Still, that keystone never fell down, did it? Jammed in there. Some force coming down on that top bit. Well, didn't have any earthquakes in the last 4,000 years? It's a good question because I got a book on earthquakes in the Eastern Mediterranean. That's what the book's called, which goes into the Santorini eruption, yeah, and all of the other apocalyptic events that happen in the Mediterranean. And none of them shook this out of place in 4,000 years, they say. Does that even make any sense? No, does it fuck? And the Colosseum in Rome, that's been there 2,000 years, they say. So what? All them floods, all them apocalypses, and things just stood there. Listen, I wouldn't even be surprised if this was the case. That all of the sites we're looking at now, even though I think that there's a technology for lifting stone, which it is, because I'm going to show you, okay, is that they are just trying to solidify a fake historical narrative, yeah, and then just making like trying to link it all in together in a bullshit fake narrative. Is I can see what's going on. So that's what they've been doing. Romans, for example, Alexander the Bleeding Great. Oh yeah, it's Alexander's army. That's why they all got blue eyes. I spot a swastika in there, and a bit of what looks like a graffiti. 1842. So yeah, they're almost like photo negatives, aren't they? But they will give us clues. So yeah, so imagine there was a time before our calendar, after a reset, where the controllers, yeah, just knock up this shit everywhere, like that big pillar in Baalbek and all other temples, and just this, for example, which looks like it's standing in a load of rubble. How so? How did the rubble get off of that device? Whatever it is. I'm just saying that could be the case. Fingerprint, yeah. Oh, do you know what? I am just like Inspector Clouseau. I am expert of deductive reasoning. And I'll probably burn your restaurant down twice accidentally just for being there. Nothing to do with me. Like Inspector Clouseau in Pink Panther 2, you'd have to go and watch it. Don't worry about it anyway. I like Inspector Clouseau. I like his attitude. It's not my favourite detective, though. I don't like Sherlock Holmes. He's a bit too fucking one of them for me. But, you know, Poirot. Yeah, I like Poirot. He's nice and clean and tidy, respectable, isn't he? Yeah, Poirot's a good detective. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm a detective this month. Last month, I was D'Artagnan. This month, I'm a famous detective. Just deciding which one. Oh, fucking hell. It seems really detailed, doesn't it? These photographs are haunting. Like really spooky. What are we looking at here? Do you know when you see, what is it, that film? The Fifth Element, yeah? And you get like that old world building where they got the stone and the Fifth Element, you know, and she goes, ah! And they have all devices that look like this on the wall. They're supposed to be ancient. Also in Tomb Raider as well. That's all underground. Yeah. Yeah, so that stone was there in the in the Victorian era. Still covered in all that moss stuff. And then 150 years later, it's still sat there. Okay, and there's the complex itself. Phenomenally big. So yeah, it's hard to believe they were taking photographs, 1842. They were doing them then. They were doing them before. I really do think this is looks so messed up and fucked up because, and even burnt really, it's a survivor of the apocalypse. Some of these photos, even some of these films, I am absolutely convinced are leftovers, and they're just saying, oh no, yeah, man, this was like 1893. It just couldn't be 1793 because you never had cameras. Like, yeah, right. Whatever. A likely story. So yeah, it's got tile on the front of that, isn't it? Looks like some sort of glaze. So yeah, human bones never ever decay is an interesting fact. And enamel on teeth as well. So it lasts forever. So why didn't God give us like everlasting enamel on teeth then? Oh, and why all the imperfections with humanity anyway? Just makes no sense. Right, the next site we're going to be looking at here, guys, is Göbekli Tepe. Now, I've never really been down with this for this reason. So I got a photograph, but I can't find it, and it's disappeared online. Of the discovery of this site with a Turk, right, who looks like, you know, a Turk, who's found a bit of a stone sticking up out of his fucking dirty field, and he's got a goat by the side of him, and then there's a guy with a camera, and one of those antiquity people with a fucking cowboy hat on. You know, they all get them. If you're in like that sort of ilk, you know, I'm a TV or an internet archaeologist, cowboy hat gives you credibility. You know shit then. Okay, just let you know that. So yeah, it seems to be under a mound. So it is near to that site that they say Noah's Ark came down at, near Mount Ararat in Turkey. And that one is a big stone thing that they say is an ark. To me, I think that's another big load of bullshit. I think them is just trying to be Ottomans trying to claim all of the biblical stuff when it all really happened on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean and in Britain. Okay, so there's that. So oh no, that all happened, yeah. So I don't think so. So you can't claim that all happened out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And why would that happen there? No, man. We're talking about civilized stuff in civilization. Anyway, my rant over. So yeah, let's have a look. So he found it. There was a photographer there handy, a bit like the Iwo Jima flag. And this complex is apparently massive, a bit like the Terracotta Army. They haven't really dug much of it. And then what you find is these T-blocks with animals on the back. Okay, right. What do we know about Göbekli Tepe? Well, apparently it's post-Ice Age, even though the Ice Age only ended 6 years ago. So there's that. And the T-shaped pillars are very similar to the animals that are represented on the back of some of the moe. It's really weird. So they range from 5 meters tall to 10 meters tall to 20 meters tall, some of them, which is really, really fucking high. They can average in weight between 10 and 20 tons. Just remember that for a moment, 10 and 20 tons. Okay, they're putting them all in place. Only this, they were built in a time where there wasn't any metal yet or any wheels, because they hadn't been invented yet. Apparently it's older than Stonehenge by about 8,000 years, and it's the world's oldest monument. There's no evidence that it was a temple, any human occupation, no tools, because tools hadn't been invented yet, neither had pottery, wheels, agriculture, or anything, because everybody was doing something else, maybe never eating. But they found the time to build this. I see similarities between Scarabray in Scotland and Easter Island. It's like a mix of two of them. Anyway, this site makes 0 sense. And I'm not being awkward when I state this fact, because I've seen this with some monuments that I went to when I went to America. They were fake as shit as well. Is that looks like it's reinforced concrete, or concrete at least, and modernly faced up underneath for people to walk on. Obviously, they're altering it, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, that's man-made. This one's apparently old in this thing. So yeah, all M apocalypses, all of that, and it's just under the ground there, and it makes 0 sense. They hadn't even invented the wheel. So if it is real, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's an old site from a civilization we know nothing about. No evidence of human habitation, no evidence there was a temple, no tools, no nothing. It just shit out of nowhere in dodgy as fuck Turkey. I'm just saying, yo. I'm not saying they're all dodgy. I'm just saying they have, you know, from my experience there, you know, they can be a little bit on the dishonest side with it when it comes to antiquity. Like Hawis, for example. I can't seem to exit. Excuse me. Oh, there you are. Exit full screen. Right, let me just show you some shots of Göbekli Tepe, and then we'll move on to the next site. And then I'm going to make a calculation. Okay, that's the same bloody picture. Oh, fuck me. Excuse me. Exit full screen. Okay, here they are. Yeah, so there's like tiny little bricklets, if you want to call them that, between these T's, and they're just buried. So there was no stone on top of them, because they never got found if there were. So that's just what they look like that. And now, yeah, they got it like Hollywood. So you got to go there and you got to pay a ton of money to go and look at their stones. They're apparently the oldest things in the world. They don't look old as anything to me. Like, I mean, they just don't look old. Like, full stop. They look like new. That's just me. The walls look old, bit shit actually, but yeah, they look new. So yeah, it's what they do. Karnak, isn't it? And the pyramids and everything else is they make it a holiday destination. Come and see the oldest site on earth in Göbekli Tepe. It costs a few quid. The taxi drivers are going to rip you right the fuck off, and the hotels, well, they see you come in. Okay. And anyway, I'm sure it's a tourist trap, and you got to pay to go and see it. And it's only been there a tomato season. It wasn't there long ago. And it's only a small percentage of all what they are not going to dig up because they don't have to build more. But it pushes dinosaurs narrative because there's supposed to be dinosaurs on them. And these strange creatures as well. Can you see that one with the elongated face and stuff? In the time without the wheel or tools or anything. Wow. I wonder who laid these capstones then. Excuse me, these capstones, yeah. I wonder who laid them. And what's this thing with a hole in it? See, it's interesting to see, like, this stuff here looks genuinely old. And that bit there looks genuinely old, doesn't it? It's weathered. Why don't they look genuinely old and weathered? And they got really stone chisels. Antiquity's trying to insult my intelligence. Stone fucking chisels, they say. So yeah, they put a big UFO over it. Has to give it the UFO flavor. Something to do with aliens. Because I'm guessing, I haven't watched Ancient Aliens in like 20 years or something, but I'm guessing they brought up Göbekli Tepe. I know Graham Hancock does. I like quite a lot, actually. So about Göbekli Tepe, I mean. So yeah, next one. Now, I know I've talked about this like umpteen times, been there umpteen times, slept in the middle and done all sorts of strange stuff at Stonehenge you wouldn't even believe. But there is an energy there, but there's a bigger energy site further over towards them bushes, actually. You see in the foreground. And there's other places like Sidbury Hill and other just really powerful, energetic places. But I do not doubt the power that is there. So it's a ruin, it's old as fuck, it's from the Neolithic period, but many people will say, Marticus, it was put there in the 1800s and then again in the 1950s, because you can see all the cranes and that. Well, I got a couple of oil paintings and stuff which show there was a ruin, and I got an old book from 1650s, which show you that was a load of stones ruined in the middle of a field. And I don't have to go like a 30-minute walk from where I'm sitting now to go and see Neolithic stones just laying about in a field. So they are a thing. And massive, much bigger than them near me here. Okay, if you are interested, I could go and do a vlog on them. Tinkins Woods is actually a mind blow. So yeah, you got a lot of laying around in the ground. There is some evidence there's concrete block work, and you know, it's a temple. It lines up with the solstices. The sun comes glimpsing through, but here it is in the past. So yeah, it could well be not modern, you know, Victorian, but yeah, since the last reset, just some sort of hoax. So there are so many weird specifications to Stonehenge. It is hard to even believe. So let me just bring that up. Sorry. So yeah, I used to go to festivals every year, and you know, I was there when the police turned up that time. We all went to Glastonbury. It was a fucking shit show that was. But yeah, I've been to raves in there and all sorts, seen many spooky things in there. These stones here are called Sarsen stones, Sarson, Sarsen stones, and they are from the Preseli Mountains in West Wales. Okay, and apparently that's 170 miles away. that they got these stones. Now, they did in a 1980s BBC documentary, tried to bring this one small stone over down the Bristol Channel on a boat, and boat sank or was going to sink. So they abandoned that and thought, well, they can't do it. So how else did they get these stones there? Is it just a modern day fake and they drove them there on a lorry bed, maybe? Because 170 miles seems really weird. So why did they have the blue stone? Well, probably its vibrational qualities. I can see machining on that top sarsen stone. See these lines? They're from a steel spike that's been stuck down and a hammer, bam, 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 and then further along, bam, 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 until a stone splits. How do I know? Because I've done it, and it leaves exactly the same mark there. There is a split in the middle there as well. So yeah, 1950s. Earlier, I think twice they did refurbs in the 1900s, and you can see they got cranes and they repositioned the headstones because I'm guessing it was a bit dangerous. And in the Victorian era, you can see there was just a dusty road going through to a place that no one really gave two shits about. I noticed the UNESCO says it's not a UNESCO site anymore because they went and built a big tunnel underneath it. So we just got fucking killed. Anyway, what's the size of the stone? So the largest is 35 tons. Yeah, in the Neolithic era, 35 tons. There is Victorian era, and there is in the modern day. So they've uprighted the stones and they've tarted a bit of it up, but it was in a Victorian era at least. And you can't, if you can rely on oil paintings a bit before then as well. I think Turner done one. The average upright that you can see there is 20 to 25 tons. 20 to 25 tons. Fucking hell. The heel stones that you see just laying around, they are 30 to 40 tons a piece. Okay, now. So they are monumentally heavy and big stones. They had to bring cranes in the modern day. Look at this. Just horse and carty. Can you imagine trying to get one of them on the back of there? Well, obviously, they weren't doing that. There's so much we don't know about our past, guys. How the fucking hell did they get them there in the first place? And what is the fucking... Why would you just wake up and want to go and put stones up everywhere? Well, turns out they're on the ancient network and ley line network, which is a fact. And they were harnessing that natural energy, the chi energy. You can see Stonehenge here in an old medieval book. So they were definitely tarting it up then. I was going to go as far as to say he's standing in water because there's a flood, and that they are altering Stonehenge or even putting it there in the first place by that engraving from the Middle Ages. Interesting. Stonehenge and Glastonbury Tor. Now, the ley line that's not showing you here, that one there, rips straight through the church. That is looks like a secondary tor, which is literally 10 minutes walk in that direction, which is also a Iron Age megalithic fort. So here is the Great War, First World War, maybe around 1914, 15. No, before 14, because they got flat hats and they had round hats after 15. Yeah, so you can see that they had the little nipple on the top there because they haven't had the headstone put on there. So they had alterations after that point as well. And there is the ground plan. But, you know, is it a place like, I think, you know, like it is in the modern day, a place of gathering for people to harness this energy and get information out of the system. I definitely think would work even if it was a fake, because it doesn't matter if it is. I think it was older, but I don't think anything is Neolithic. So there is with top hatters in the Victorian era again. So it's there. Algae on it and stuff. And then they decided to put these on top. So somebody made the decision to do that. One of the most important and oldest archaeological sites in the world, they say. What's underneath it? Interesting what would be underneath it. I bet there'd be all sorts going on. They're hiding all sorts. Look at that. It's an interesting little photo, isn't it? Look at this leaning over. No wonder they straightened it. Imagine that coming down and landing on your noggin, on your head. So there it is. It's an unusual place to be, though, especially when there's thousands of people there and you're off your head. It's a feeling like you don't get anywhere else except for Glastonbury, really. Yeah, you can see that inside the mold of this stone is a bit of what looks like just concrete. So they've definitely done that there as well. So you make minds up. I think that looking on Göbekli Tepe, it looks like that might be a bit of a ruse. Looking at Stonehenge, it's just cover. I don't think it is what they say it is, and I don't think it's Neolithic. But the stones getting them there still poses a mystery, even if they haven't used lorries, etc., which you probably have to get them there from Wales. Not that the roads would have been good for lorries back in the past, even if they had had them. So the next site we're going to look at before my conclusion is Easter Island. Super interesting, this one. Only discovered all this again, 1800s, Moe. No trees on the island, so we can't say that they were rolled there. No trees to build sledges, so we couldn't slide them into position. The natives there said they sung them a song and they walk there. Modern contemporary scientists thought they might have meant put ropes on them and walk them like this with ropes, which I will show you shortly. No, it's really, really silly. You can't walk ropes on a moe up a hill. But the fact still remains, they were buried 30 foot in the ground and they had full engravings on their backs. So if it is a fake, I could imagine why they would put it out there. And its similarities to other cultures. I see Olmec heads with these. Do they look indigenous to Pacific peoples? They don't look indigenous to any peoples. That long face, that long nose, and they are massive. How did they carve them? The stone? Well, yeah, they had a quarry there. So the material that they used, if you're wondering, because there's no stone as such to build these massive monuments, you see some there, is tuff. It is called tuff. It's compressed volcanic ash. They must have had some sort of equipment to compress volcanic ash to make this stuff called tuff. And the hats, some wear hats, which are called pakeo, but they're buried 30 foot in the ground, discovered 1800s. They don't look like anybody really, not indigenous people, not Chilean. What do they look like? Maybe the Olmecs. We'll take a look in a minute. Them giant Olmec heads. That's Mesoamerica. I guess in Chile would be probably the closest civilization. Right, let's take a look at the back of these moe. You can see that there's somebody's taken the time to carve all this detail. Again, really similar to Göbekli Tepe, isn't it, guys? Very, very similar. And they built them and then buried them 30 foot in the ground, did they? Or were they standing on the surface and all of this mud come later in the way of a worldwide apocalyptic event? And then they put them on these flat platforms. So the average moe is 10 to 12 tons. The largest being, you might see there, 75 tons. The largest unfinished, because there's a load there that are just laying around unfinished, like the other sites that I just showed you, all unfinished. Like the world ended before they had a chance to finish anything. 100 to 165 tons a piece. Their height is typically around 4 meters. The tallest is around 10 meters. Wow. Unfinished ones laying around, the tallest they got is 21 meters. That's mighty big indeed. So where did they get this stone, this volcanic stone? Well, they produced it in a quarry, apparently, which was 11 miles away from these platforms. So they brought it 11 miles, the stone, to this platform, which is made of the same tuff. And it's not only the moe you can see in this platform is evidence of walling below ground level. So there could be like cities there, all we know, guys. So their narrative, as I said, is they used to walk them upright using ropes. Okay, I've got a picture, I think, of that happening. So yeah, some of them are a bit more deformed, haven't really taken form and finished, so to speak. Really pointy chin, pointy nose on all of them. This one's a bit plump. And he's got his hands on his belly. He's holding his belly like that. He's got a belly button too. It's a bit chunky, that one. So yeah, what a trippy thing to discover on a tiny little island, in the pokey little island in the middle of nowhere. Rapa Nui. They got an airport. Still, I wouldn't mind going there. So they've got a volcano. So obviously that's popped its top at some stage, hasn't it? That's how new land is formed, by volcanic activity. Maybe that's the whole mechanism for land, is trigger a volcano, which isn't real in the first place, to make more land, more real estate, more money, more people. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Wow, look at that when it got buried to the nose. Oh. So yeah, anyway, yeah, 266 of you watching. Thanks for being here. I'm also live on Facebook today, and also on the Flat Earth British Think Tank channel, one of my other channels, just to keep things ticking over there as well. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. So what could they have been for? To ward off evil spirits? Testament to a great civilization? Mew, maybe? The long years as well. I think that's them weighty earrings that they have. What could they be? All that mud since. Such mystery everywhere in the world. That one, whoa, that one's blackened. And the stones are blackened. It's the same one holding its belly. Probably from a volcanic event, maybe. And there is an engraving way back when they first discovered these things. Imagine seeing that island and all these faces just sticking out of the ground. I bet it blew their heads off. Really early photo. All that engraving. He's got a couple of table tennis bats there. Look, tennis bats, tennis rackets. But yeah, I think it's all mud flooded, isn't it? Wow. So is it me, or is that one looks like any? I haven't seen this one. Looks nothing like the other moe. He's got a pair of glasses on, a flat cap, and he's holding two sorts of handles. He's got a pair of pants on and a big pair of boots. But he hasn't got square eyes. He's got shades on, yo. Wouldn't you say? I think so. And look at these for antiquities, examples of things that people have seen that they have built. Again, that look of Easter Island, these peoples, whoever they were. That one looks like a Buddha, slightly oriental, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I'm getting Euromental vibes. So yeah, they look a bit cheesed off with it all, stuck there for a neon. Don't worry, reset's coming. So they got a beautiful lake there as well. Oh, it's why haven't they got condos around the lake and boating and beautiful stuff? Invest a bit of money. So they got loopy earrings. Yeah, they're popular in the modern day, aren't they? They look fucking terrible though, don't they? Imagine catching that on something and just pulling on your ear. Your own fault though, wouldn't it? On a coat hanger. Don't go in a department store if you got loopy earrings. Fucking hell. Wow, that's a really cool photograph, isn't it? Whoa, this one's face down. Don't know what he's doing. Oh, this is early photographage. So yeah, must have blown their heads off. But what the stuff they got wrote on them is just rubbish, really. It's not even sensical. Creatures and stuff, and there weren't too many creatures on this island. So yeah, they say that they got them up there by doing this, walking them back and forth. Yeah, right. Walking them back and forth when they are, what, 70 tons. Yeah, you're tripping. So, yeah, check that out. Community within a crater. Oh, I love that. One's just laying on the beach or on the cliff, just laying there with all sorts of weird stone as well. I think there's so much going on in this place in the past. These are from, this is not Easter Island, by the way. Just at the picture. That's the same volcanic stuff. Tough, it's called. And I'm not sure what that is. He's a sailor. Could be them hats that they have on the tops. Oh, there's unfinished massive ones. I wonder how they were hoping on getting them there. Wow. I wonder how they chiseled them out. Anyway, that's actually in Land of Cathedral near me. Ooh, it's a bit rude, that one, isn't it? Okay, let's move on. So, yeah, Easter Island, another anomalous site. I think it's probably authentic. It's just, I don't think it's as ancient as you could imagine. So, to conclude this part of my post, before we go into other images, I need a drink. So imagine you put a building, or you're going to put a building, a Tartarian building, massive energy center complex, in the shape of a computer motherboard, and you're going to be moving big blocks. So what you want to do is you want to make a resonance, okay, that if it's already there in the ether, you can just activate it by using your own frequency, which they were using because they had the frequency of Nation Tartaria, to oscillate and make it all light as a feather. Science, well, AI says, well, I don't think physics can allow for them to lift stones. And then I showed her a bit of like footage, and she's like, oh, right. Well, in that case, yeah, I think I can see what you're saying there, Matt. It's like, well, you've got to stop telling lies. So, yeah, it's called acoustic levitation, and something like that could cause a resonation. And they're dotted around all over the place, especially in China and Tibet. And we're going to think about monks a little in this post, because they, Tibetan monks, know a secret. And other cultures as well, which I'm going to share with you, which have been cited all through antiquity. Check this monk out. Inside of it is buried all stuff. I bet there's that going on in loads of old Buddhas in high streets, Buddhas in cities, dead people inside. I bet they do. The Phoenicians do it with statues. Looking at a statue and skeletons inside. Definitely think they're doing that. So anyway, how do they do it? Breathtaking, the Zen of farting, which I have become quite accomplished at, as you know, being Marticus, teachings from the original Zen master, Rape Gurdwan. Okay, it's like, you got to be at one with your body, guys. And when you're at one with your body and you don't eat crap, your farts do not smell. It's a true story. Okay. So I talked about this last night, anti-gravity, didn't I? And people like with anti-gravity underpants and people just flying around everywhere in antiquity. Okay, that seems to be a thing all over antiquity. The people are flying around. Okay, so how are they doing it? So today in modern science, they can move small objects like stone, can be lifted using. Well, he's a young man. What's he gonna do? You know, it's yeah. He's like literally, even though he's gone into the brotherhood, he's more thinking about the sisterhood or bitty. Oh man. So bells definitely. I don't know how he's going to lift this bell up. I'm not sure what's going on with this gentleman. Anyway, so today they can move small stones. So what they do is they produce standing waves that trap an object, and then they can move the object as required within the standing wave. It's produced by more energy than they're talking about. I'm talking about resonance energy that can be activated by bells, horns, and drums. Now, just bear in mind, okay, when you do achieve what is regarded as perfect resonance, this sound can become so powerful, it can actually destroy the world and everything around it, which is what maybe happened, which is why the Liberty Bells cracked and the Tsar Bells cracked. I'm not sure how this guy is going to be. He's a kung fu master. He can just probably lift that up anyway, like it's nothing. You see that because apparently some of these masters, okay, can lift unbelievable weights like it's nothing. Are they stronger? Is it their chi energy that's lifting it? You're damn right. The chi energy, the super strength lifts it. So yeah, monks definitely know how to move stone. They used horns and song and prayer. So partly telekinesis as well to lift their stone. So the ancient Egyptians, priests used chants. They used a combination of chants to soften stone, to make it so soft that it was malleable to dress and lift. The Incas were quite interesting. They used whistles to move blocks, whistles and pipes to move blocks. The Incas did. Who else? We got the Moe, and they said that they sung the Moe a song, and then the Moe walked. So a song, music, sound, vibration got them stones moving. I think that they were doing that. Let me just show you this little bit of footage. Think if you wanted to move a large stone object, okay, and you had water involved, like underneath it. So this evidence here is a strange bit of evidence. So you've got Victor Schauberger cited on the top. So she's going to produce a sound from a horn, and it's going to activate or water from under the ground knows this sound, it syncs with the sound and it shows itself. It's quite an incredible bit of film, and I think this sort of thinking is what they were doing when they were moving stone. Okay. Like that. What do you think? Want to see it again? There's so much that they don't tell us about our reality. So let's think along the lines of trumpet or music sound. I could go with drums, but a combination of them all would take down the walls of Jericho. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I love Louis Armstrong. I do think he was a Freemason, though, but he definitely smoked weed every day. And he was really groovy, lovely guy, I think. Do you love him? Zippity doo da. Do you love his trumpet playing? It's pretty fantastic, isn't it? We all love Louis Armstrong. With that handkerchief, though, because he's sweating like a bastard. He goes like that all the time. That really puts me off. It's like somebody who's got food stuck to their face and you're expected to talk to them without looking at the food. Me, I'm going to have a wrenching sensation. I'm going to have to bring that shit up. Excuse me, you got a big fucking of food hanging off your face there. Because I would hope somebody would tell me. Because I wouldn't want to, you know. My food hanging off my face. So yeah, organs in churches cause a vibration as well that can make you feel really groovy and well. But ramped up to an extent that I'm going to show you in a minute can do unbelievable things. So going into battle as well, before a feast, the Vikings and Saxons and other old age people apparently blew a horn. The fanfare. Here's the king. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the faceless knight here on an old engraving, and he's got trumpets coming out of his sleeves. Yeah, which is sort of suggesting that the trumpets had something to do with Armageddon, which I think they did. Here's some old horns from Troy. Ancient cultures, Hellenistic period, all that. And I bet you they sounded pretty groovy as well. So here's General Hirohito. What a tosspot. Oh, the Emperor Hirohito. What the fuck ever. Inspecting his new technologies. So, yeah, you could think to yourself, yeah, man, they look like big, you know, big horns, which they are. You could think that they are listening into enemy aircraft, or that they are producing an acoustic sound that will make it rain. Make it rain. I think this is weather modification equipment with the Emperor Hirohito. Here's from an old engraving. Some biblical trumpets that they had, and panpipes, keyboards, and stuff. Oh, yeah, man, I bet the music was badass. I bet it was like Led Zeppelin. So, bell and vibration. You can see a bell and a clanger here, but the bell's laying down because it's fallen out of its original place, and it is massive, so they're not going to be able to shift it anytime soon. How come they can't shift it when it's there in the first place? Giants, probably, to found this in the first place. But if that goes wrong, that can cause a vibration that can make everything just shake like that, including stone as well. The quad horn in an old Arabic engraving or painting. So, yeah, angels. So, yeah, the tribulation. If you hear the sound of the trumpet like that coming out of the ether, whew, that's a big one, isn't it? Whew, that's massive. I bet that'll make you shit your pants. Yeah, if you hear the tribulation coming out of the ether, like trumpets, don't worry. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I don't give a shit. Just carry on doing stuff. Obviously, it's like a big sign to the end of the world. But it's no use running around panicking, guys. You can enjoy what you got left, innit? Instead of just wasting it. Going, wah, panic, panic, panic. It won't hurt at first. Anyway, so yeah, weather modification here in an old picture. You can see they got big horns. So they're doing that as well in antiquity, when they haven't stopped doing it either. That's beautiful turtle shell, isn't it? Not sure what that would sound like. Whew, from antiquity. And what you notice as well is they're definitely interacting with the geometry of this place, because some of the trumpets are a perfect Fibonacci, like that. Never noticed that before. You've got to stick your hand down there as well. Apparently, I've seen this on a picture. If you blow a horn and put it in the area of groin, I'm not going to continue with that. Anyway, here is the Count. He's one of my favorite people in reality. Yeah, 7. I think he's saying 7, but he likes playing with his organ. Don't know. And here's an angel. They're fucking trouble, aren't they? So yeah, if you hear an angel playing trumpet, it's along the same grounds as what I've been explaining in this post, only the other side of the coin. Run to the hills, run for your life. It's going to get you. Yeah, this is from an old gramophone speaker. His master's voice, by the look of it, with a harp underneath. But again, yeah, it's a speaker, it's a horn, same thing. And that is what they were doing, I think. So, yeah, I think telekinesis can be achieved from the highest state of consciousness. I'm going to keep practicing. But, you know, the monks, the Tibetan monks, could literally move mountains, guys. And all of the other priests of different cultures, I'm sure the Persians or the Zoroastrians had their version of magic, although they took the magic of the Tartarians and perverted it into black magic when it was on divine principles, unfortunately. But, you know, we know the game now. We're on it. We're on it. Okay, I'm coming back for a moment because that was being this end part of this presentation for the moment. So I'll come back. Almost 300 of you watching today. Thank you for being here. So what you say? Can they disappear? Can what disappear? I forgot what I was actually talking about. Just to build a house made of luba horns now. It has many functionalities. It says What's your name there? Afro Valhalla. Ooh. Afro Raw Oro Valhalla. Valhalla. I'm a Polish friend. When you hear the trumpets of angels, it's already over for you. Oh, that's good news. Fucking brilliant. If there was a reset, we all die together, that wouldn't be so bad, would it, guys? Yeah? Wouldn't have to do all that death business then, would we all die together? Sorry, it's narcissistic. My grandmother used to say, she used to sit around a table and she'd go, oh, I hope there's a nuclear war. But really? Because I was shitting myself. It's like, yeah, we can all die together. And then we don't have to all go through all of that. Oh, so-and-so's died. And oh, yeah, you got a good point there. If we all go together, we won't have any grief. So there's that. Well, I might come to that anyway. So what are you saying, Hippie Shake? I'm wondering where these trumpets are now. They are in God's recording studio. In their soundproof, you can't hear them, but they will be out one day near a town soon. Gods of War, 2 shows. They used trumpets, did they? I'm drinking out my Stein. Do you want to see it? Oh shit, don't drop it over the computer. It's got a beautiful German town on it. Do you like that? It's got a silver top on it for keeping my coffee warm. Sorry, I slurped. Okay. So, yeah, you're having a groovy week. You're having a groovy show. We've got a bit of a way to go. I'm going to share some pictures of Tartaria now. Really, really unbelievable. If you haven't seen these, I've only come across them recently in the last week or so. The count. 1, 2, 3 Noras. And they played the tuba, that was it. That's what I was trying to think of. You can practice. I can play literally a hose pipe. I got that trumpety talent to do trumpety things. I could play a kettle. This is the dawning of a new era, says Witchmaster. Witchmaster. I thought it was Wishmaster. I was going to get one out while I still could. I mean, a wish. Angels are like CIA agents sometimes. Yeah, they are. They fucking give off them vibes, don't they? Not that I probably have met a CIA agent. I don't actually know, but I'm getting that they got them icky vibes. Jan system. Some high sweetness. What happens, Martin? Well, tidal wave. That's one bit of it. And plasma as well. Earthquakes, all of it really. But we shouldn't have to worry about that anyway. I look out the window and I see trees, rocks, crisis. What crisis? Now, let me just echo Alva Billy, yeah? So the world will always be here. It was here before you arrived. It's going to be when you've gone as well. It is going through a reset, and there's all weirdness going on because of AI and our new bosses, which are no fun whatsoever. But the last bosses weren't much fun either. So they're supposed to be rolling out digital ID, but they got that anyway, haven't they? I've had my passport for years. Got to do facial recognition and all that weirdness to go in airports. But the fucking alarms all go off, whether or not anyway. Fucking passport or not. What's that? That was a Muppet. What was that? Muppet. So, Muppet of the groin question. Oh dear. Okay. After I can't pronounce that, but happy Flaterday to you, sweetness and light. Valhalla, data centers. Yeah. Listen, we all know the way it's going, but I tell you what, nothing ever goes out the way they think anyway, because I have no imagination. They can't think this way out of a paper bag. HP, and they are not epic like us. Professor dreamt of a flood. Oh, I dreamt of a giant tidal wave coming from the westerly direction when I was young, which was one of those dreams that sticks with you. Dreams. How about start an Irish battalion? Well, I'm trying to get a political party together called Down to Earth Party. I've had some offers of help. But I need a deputy leader, need a secretary, not a secretary, secretary. And other stuff like funding, like all of it really. But build it and they will come, and put it out in the ether. Got the right intent, make it happen, save fucking everything. Brilliant. Anyway, that's on me. Bob, what if we once had the ability to create in the astral? Oh, I like that. Bob always talks good stuff. In the astral, by using certain technologies, bring it through the ether into the physical. Fuck yeah, definitely loving that. Oh yeah, I invent a great world in my dreams. I prefer drums than pipes. I love good drum sesh myself. I had one last week, camping out, just banging a drum, playing handpans. It was just awesome. I dreamt the sky, massive plasma events. Yeah, same year. Coloured green, violet, hitting the ground everywhere. There you go. It's quite exciting. Hope I'm here to witness it. What's with all the really difficult names to pronounce tonight, guys? Ophelia, is it? Wow. So yeah, I heard the Joe Rogan, right, ate fucking whale. This better not be true. I hope it's not fucking true, guys, because that's not even funny. Yeah. I'm having a moment. Listen, without whales, yeah, everybody dies. Okay. It's not the trees that produce oxygen, it's the phytoplankton that is sustained by our lovely whale population. And if we didn't have whales, we wouldn't have the phytoplankton, we wouldn't have the nitrogen and oxygen, we would definitely die. So what is he doing? He better not be. Is that true? I hope I don't bump into fucking Joe Rogan. If that's true, the bullshit about the moon that he come out with and all of the other shilly stuff that he does is one thing, but eating fucking whales it's really grabbed my attention. It's not true, is it? But if I cannot be. So you're a good remote viewer, Jolly May? I'm guessing you can remote view. I'm a good remote viewer. Better than all them remote viewers of the 60s, that's for sure. Okay. Can't pronounce it. Bro, some of the natives eat them constantly in the Arctic. They better fucking not be. Who's selling whale steaks? I'm gonna find out, because I'm not having that. That's one thing. That's one step too far in Martin world, is eating fucking whales. And I'm from Wales as well, so there's that. I don't know, Jan. I just heard a rumor, but you can buy stupid stuff in Cardiff, like kangaroo meat. They do buffalo meat and all other fucking weird things. But wow, no, Johnny Wick. Yeah, whales. They do fat, and they have got oil and stuff. Save the whales, Professor Nil. Save whales indeed from our quasi-communist democracy thing that's got going on. It's really weird and scary. They are giant sea brothers. I love them. I'd love to hug a whale, give it a big kiss on the whaley head. I know, I've like literally affected myself now. I'm going to have to go back into content, guys. So what we're going to look at now is really groovy images, these are. So these are Tartarian images of the 1800s of the, excuse me, of, oh no, excuse me. I will be with you in a second. Make sure to share this out if you want. And what would be really groovy as well is if you literally subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Because are you going to see any more content? And this is where it's at, you. Okay. Perfect. So, yeah, got some images here of Albany, which is the capital of the of New York State. I don't know, most people would think New York or something like that, wouldn't they? But no, Albany, nice name, because I've got Albany Road in Cardiff in Rough. Albany is an amazing Tartarian city. I had my head blown off the first time I saw it. I was like, whoa, how beautiful is this? So that's got a feel of, oh, I don't know, Venice or the Italians, haven't it? Or maybe the Spanish. So yeah, some of these are obviously more recent. There was the motor car, but they go right back to the 1800s. Not sure what this is on Broadway. On Broadway. So yeah, I've been really interested in New York State. It's a state I would love to go and look at. Rochester and Albany and New York City and New Jersey and other places. Telegraph office there. Not sure what that thing is on the roof, but they just definitely got mud outside. That's a very raw image. But yeah, it shows you the old world mud flooders. And that is it in the more modern day, but we're going back in time now to when it was muddy. Look at the size on that dome, tipperdome thing they got going on. Massive dome. Wonder what's underneath it. So they had wild bills fair here. They had elephants and buffalo going through Albany. I got pictures of. Look at that. So what communist hellhole is that? Is this America? Looks more like Moscow. It looks like the Stasi fucking headquarters or something. Nasty. Nasty. But look at that for the state building. Oh my God. Wow. Just incredible. Looks like St. Pancras Station. It's Albany. So I'm guessing this is the main street looking up. And look at that building, the Tartarian building at the end. Oh, lovely. Oh, I'd love to have a go walk around there, get a sense of what it was like. So yeah, Albany has got some big chunky buildings. Look at this one though. I'm not sure how old this thing is. Look at this. Let me just mag up a bit here. So it's the State Bank. It's got a portal in it, the Phoenician thing. It's a bit dirty. Again with the Phoenician thing, and definitely it's got a mud flood cellar. Don't know what them two are. So that's the State Bank, very ornamental. It all looks mud flooded, don't it? Look, these windows. Granity bottoms, flood protection. Temple frontage. Sure. So old world. There's a lot about giants as well in Upper New York State, isn't there? On the newspapers, they found a lot of giant bones there. Population of giants. So, mud flood much? Whew. It looks like a different stone on the top bit than the bottom bit. It looks like two different buildings. Maybe it's just the light. It's difficult to say. The trees are brand new, though. It's like a Greco-Romano building there. Oh, there's another one of that. Whew. Wow. Okay, they built this massive thing. These things are all over in America. You know what the cubic area of that building is? Hundreds of thousands of square meters. So in the background, you can see the state building. Now, they say there's a photograph coming up, and they say the building of it, and you see an empty field. And then a couple of years after, you see the state building, and it looks 100 years old. So, how so? Wow, look at that old world picture. Domes of the old world. The domes there, look again. Light shining through it. Beautiful. Not many people around that. Excuse me. Big dome. Look at the dirt on this state building. How long has it been there? Again, dome, Phoenician, bloody Greco-Romano decoration. Look at the size of this thing. What they got for a road? Not much of a road, is it? It's just shit. They got a sidewalk and this massive thing. Wow. It's a whopper. Okay, nice church at the end of the street. And I'm guessing this is the station. Because you got a bag. Waiting for a train. So, train to Albany. Leaving in 15 minutes. I got a train to Albany. Oh, look at them. Oof. Ebony and Albany live together. Oh, look at this. Oh, them poor fuckers. Gee, how do they keep their electric bill going? Phew, beyond me. So, yeah, they say this is the site for what they say was that big Greco-Romano building earlier that's covered in dirt. The site for the building of Albany on New York State Building, which is in Albany. I've got a collection of state building photographs. They're just massive, all of them. Oh, looks like England, except for that big building there. Looks like Bath or something here. Wow. Look at the size of that, guys. Look how far down it goes. Wow. There's a bus stop there as well. And then you got an abundance of these old Tartarian buildings, look, in Albany. Wow. And they got a bit of snow going on there. I'm not sure what this is. There's no way of knowing, really. Electrical, substation. Who even knows? But it's a rotunda building. No road, just mud. Shitty path to it. Crazy they're building our world in a shitty pathy road. Delivered all our stone on them little horses and carts. Yeah, whatever. Never got a clock, but they still put the circle in. They keep doing that. 3 crosses. One wasn't enough, was it? Oh, God. Door big enough? Phew. Door big enough? Look at that, though. They got these massive doors, and that's the door you use. So why build the big, massive doors in the first place? Makes no sense. Stupid. Massive doors. For little people. Oh, that whole thing's made of old stone. Whoa. How old is that thing? Whoa. Albany, what is this? Savings Bank. Albany and Albany National Commercial Bank on the High Street. A lot of banks there. 1868, it says there. Still early Victorian. Look at that for a shot. I freaking love that picture. A big old, you can see all your world there and all of the stuff later. It's just big and Tartarian. Probably dropped in place by an air balloon. And that thing there, look at that. Why so few windows at the bottom and more at the top? But yeah, that's I love that photo. That's a really good photo, that is. So I'm not actually sure if the city has been destroyed in fire. I do not think so. That can't be right. Look at Albany. You got the steamboats, the river, and a place that looks like a mystical city from an ancient world, and that's America in an engraving, guys. Isn't that beautiful? I can only imagine the fake narrative they give us for America. Look at that stuff. My money's, if somebody said to me, where do you think that is? And I didn't know it was Albany, my money would be on Hamburg in Germany. I would say, oh, Hamburg, because it looks like Hamburg. Oh. Ebony and Ivory. Okay, I'm going to come back for a second. I'm going to show some more pictures. That was, so these are going to be really good. Okay, I got 300 of you still in the house. Okay, I got images of the day to come very soon. Some of them are groovy. But first, we're going to look at some more of these. So, yeah, New York City, but in the old, really old photographs and some photos that you may not have seen before. I'm going to nip through a few of them because, got because it's really groovy to do that. Okay. Ebony. Right, will you please share this video out? Like it if you did like it, and I'm going to have another half an hour or so to go with this post. Okay, check these out. This is, look at these. This is Staten Island. My mother used to go out with a guy from Staten Island. Jimmy, he was awesome, he was. Well, these so super friendly people in there. Look, there's a belfry there, but look at this spooky bleeding place. Public school. Give her another slam, Sir Michael. What? Mariners Harbour. Fucking hell, that looks really miserable. That's the place they put you when you've had your legs blown off in the First World War. Probably. Anyway, let's move on. Mariners Baptist Church, Staten Island. It looks old as anything. It's covered in ivy. Weird little entrance to mud for streets in Staten Island. Post office in Stapleton, Richmond Borough in New York. Wow. Exactly the same as the Owl buildings in Britain. This looks like the Owl Theatre in Cardiff and other theatres, Gaiety Theatre, other theatres, exactly the same design worldwide for some weird reason. Yeah, New Brighton. There's a New Brighton on the Wirral in Britain as well. Staten Island Hospital. Oh, fucking hell. Get everyone out of the way on the island where you can't hear them scream. That's why asylums are also out of the way. The Hall of Fame, New York City. Okay, well, who's going to be in there then? Cary Grant and movie stars. The Hall of Fame who exactly is famous? Do you think personality and celebrity was out in the ancient world? I definitely think so. So New York's Old College. Oh, wow. Look at that red brick covered. It's beautiful painting. Covered in ivy. Looks lush, doesn't it? Look at this beauty. Wow. Such a clear picture. So, yeah, copyright 1894, this by Johnston, New York, right? The Tombs Prison in New York City. Where is the exposure problem when everything is moving here? It's a bit of an argument, this exposure problem with early photography, when it's like not happening in all photographs. Yeah, he's not got a problem there, is he? Walking across the road. Look at this place. Prison. Wow. What a brilliant photograph. The infirmary in New Brighton as well. Which looks a mud flood. Infirmary. That's where they make you infirm. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at it. Normal college for normal people. Oh, God, don't want to be one of them. The Hippodrome. There, you get a lot of hippodromes. Look at these globe things they got going on. And these towers. I think they knocked this down, didn't they? I've been to the Hippodrome in Bristol and other cities. Look at this thing. Madison Square Garden before they knocked it down. Put a big stupid stadium there. So they can listen to the Rolling fucking Stones Come Back Tour 35. Okay. I'm sure they have great bands on in Madison Square Gardens. I'm just using them as a poor example. Columbia University. Look at that. Wow. Look at that Tartaria building. That's the guy who's like works on the grounds, I guess. You know, a caretaker's house. Fucking hell, be a good job. And the Armory. Says 1355. I thought that's a date, though. National Armory. Wonder who put all the water, you know, all of these for fire hydrants. They must have dug all of that high pressure water system under the cities before the sidewalks. Jesus. I mean, thousands and thousands of miles. Yeah, so this is not a castle, is it? In Buffalo. That's beautiful. Old world card thing. Another castle is an observatory in Central Park. These rocks you see are all over New York. It's built on these rocks, Old, apparently. Rock formations. New York cleaning house. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. The new courthouse in New York. No people around, though. Again, it looks mud floody. Looks like Buckingham Palace. And that's in Brooklyn. And this is the College of the City of New York. You've got to be joking. Wow. That doesn't even look like America. That looks like fucking Glasgow. Wow. Quite impressive, that is. And here's the Metropolitan Life building. Really big skyscraper. That with the Singer building, the Woolworth building, the biggest in New York City, as you may or may not know. College of the City of New York. Wow. See these igneous rocks? Apparently these rocks from, I don't know, ancient times. They built on top of, they're all over the island of Manhattan. Apparently you can see prehistoric evidence in them, fossils and shit. So St. Raymond's Catholic Church in New York City. Yeah, that's so Catholic. Nice thematic windows though. Pretty little thing. And that one looks just like the one we've seen in Albany because it is. And it hasn't even, yeah, it says down the bottom Albany. Here's one we know. We just learned about you earlier. First Baptist Church, Broadway. Wow, look at that. This is not the Broadway. Yeah. Wow. On Broadway. Check the window. What bloody country is this from? Looks Arabic or something, but look at that window. Whew. Covered in ivy. How old is this? Wow, that's impressive. I can't believe that was on Broadway. Wow. That's changed. St. John's Baptist Church in Brooklyn. Wow. It's not much feature on the outside. It's not like the inside. And another fort, Regiment Armory in New York, which is essentially a castle. Wow. Isn't it? It's like Windsor Castle. And another castle, which is the Brooklyn Armory. You keep all your guns and cannons. And this is the 7th Regiment Armory. Jesus Christ. Got enough guns. Oh, it's America. Look at that building there covered in ivy. Oh, I wish all buildings were covered in ivy. And this is the newspaper row in City Hall. Oh, fucking troublemakers. They are in the media. Armory again in Franklin Avenue in the Bronx. Wow, look at that. Visit the Big Bronx Food Show here on the 7th of October, 1919. Wow. Look at the size of that. Old world building. The Bronx is full of old world buildings, mudflooders. You've got to be joking. Is that in New York? Does that exist now? St. John's a Divine. Holy shit. Quite impressive there, isn't it? One more set of photographs, and I'm going to go into, which are quite groovy, I think. I'm going to go into here. Can you see them? Okay. Okay. What we're looking at here is, if you can see them, I'm not sure you can actually. Let me come off screen. So yeah, Salt Lake City, the place of the Mormons, had a pier which burnt down. I've got some photographs of it. I'm thinking that pier pressure, I think in piers, were a form of hydroelectric, which would bring free electric. Why waste a pier in the first place? I'll show you now. So yeah, Saltaire Pier. Absolutely fantastic this is, and it was near Salt Lake City on the Salt Lake, so I'm guessing they're all Mormons, but yeah, Antiquitech. Look at this thing. Super impressive, but Moorish looking. Look at the Antiquitech on top of there, guys. So yeah, if you have the water running through these and they were metal pylons, they would create a current, wouldn't they? So Salt Pavilion, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Excuse me. Yeah, so what do you think happened? Like a lot of piers, excuse me, they ended up in flames. So that's the entrance. I reckon that they had these things either side. I reckon they had like substations, take the charge out to the town. I want to go in a cave, and I want to also, I want to pan for gold, and I want to discover a big gold nug from my own back. I find, because Wales has got the best quality gold in the world. It's 3 times the price of normal gold is Welsh gold. So for a big nug, not that big, it'd be really awesome. So that's the interior. So I used to go to like Weston-super-Mare. There was an amazing Victorian pier there. And down the end, they had a fun fair. And there was like a room I went in and looked on the side, and they had all really old, like Victorian fairground stuff, like that fortune teller thing and all that, just like the movies. And I looked and I was like, whoa, just a glimpse of the old world. Always stuck with me, that did. All that old stuff. Look how beautiful it is in the old world. So they go in the water fully dressed, so they're not showing anything. It's weird, isn't it? And then this happened. Nice HD picture of the fire, I must admit. And then the pier's gone. Today, Saltaire 2, there's a new version. It's a bit of a epoxy pier. There you are. There's the entrance. It's a little bit of a farty version, like everything is a farty version of its earlier self, isn't it? But yeah, Western Pier got burnt. There was one... there's loads of piers. I went to one the other day. It was beautiful in the Mumbles near Swansea. They need to do some work on that. Anyone got any intelligence? They need to invest in Welsh tourism, do up all of the piers and get boats to dock next to them and take them on voyages, etc. So yeah, nearly 300 people watching, which is awfully groovy. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate you being here, guys. And Flaterday is into its like 11th year now. It's a bit of an institution, actually. And every time I don't do a Flaterday, people get really, really like, what am I going to do now on a Flaterday? So like I went camping last Flaterday, didn't I? So good to see you, USA. What's going on, my man? Oh, I need some coffee. So I've been talking for 2 hours. That went fucking quick. So what do you reckon on my first bit? Did you enjoy that? My little rundown? I could do other sites as well. I like picking up all that information. It is a shame, Dusky, but we won't. It's coming back because Tartaria is actually the future. We deserved permanent ban, at least proud. No, never say anything. It's not your stupid achievements. It's your epic achievements. I know it's nothing to do with me, but you should never say anything derogative about yourself in any regard. I wouldn't. I don't. Pick yourself up. Tell yourself, look in the mirror, say, I am fucking epic. And I'm going to do this today. I'm going to fucking win it. I'm going to win the day. I'm going to survive to the other side of the day without taking anyone out, okay, or causing any harm or anything anyway. I'm going to bring the love, and then I'm going to change the world. Because it occurred to me a couple of days ago when I had like a sort of thunderbolt of realization that I've been right in the forefront of a spiritual war for a decade now. I'm right in the forefront of it all. So it's been absolutely amazing, but at the same time, holy fucking shit. Once more into the breach, dear friends. Yeah, bands of brothers and sisters. So yeah, good to see you. New account passed by. I'm gonna yeah. So yeah, so Google is now AI. Have you noticed the changes on YouTube today? There are some. They got split screen adverts and stuff on lives. And so AI is just taking everything over. There'll be no human business no humans talking with any humans. But all them AI, you know, all them AI Tartarian videos, they're ripping everything off. People are getting, I've been watching them, they're in decline. People are already sick of them because it's like, they're like, God, this is so fucking brainwashing, this drony fucking voice going on and on, which it is. I'm Welsh. I sing my words. Yeah. AI don't do that. And it ain't even funny. Well, maybe it's a little bit funny, but not as funny as me. Okay. So anyway, I think it's in decline. I think people are getting, I just can see right through all of that business. Anyway, let's get on with Flaterday images, shall we? Okay. And let's see how this goes. Yeah, what we're looking at here is some experiments from a bygone era of reanimating using electricity parts of humanity. So if you turn this handle, it acts like a dynamo. It creates a charge. Spark, spark, spark. What can you bring back? Frogs' legs? The human legs or legs of animals. So I definitely think, looking at these, they were in the process of reanimating dead things. And now it's occurred to me that they are offering to bring your dead relatives back to life. So if they did AI my mother and she was on a video and Martin and all that, I would be really unsettled and probably really upset by it. I don't think it's a good idea at all, actually. And then what if then you download all your consciousness and give all of the AI all your information, and then when you die, there's a version of you for your relatives to communicate with. Or I'm going to talk to Martin tonight, 20 years after I've snuffed it. So that's what they think. That's what's going to be happening. Well, they can even AI can't smell anything. It can interpret like with computer games and give you the smell of what a pine forest is like, maybe, but it can't actually smell. Right, so it can't smell anything. So you can't have smell-o-vision yet. On their kebs, well, they look a bit African, don't they? And what they're doing in like Central America, Mesoamerica, they're dotted all around. They're laying around in the mud and they're massive. How did they lift them? What are they doing there? Who do they belong to? Is the question. The Olmecs seem to be Africans. But they got the same year thing going on as the ones in Easter Islands, I've noticed. Similar headwear too, except the face is not the same. So yeah, royal batons. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Britain. It's nice to see them all standing up today, and doing all of that, whatever. Not about me, but I was wondering if all of what was going on in Britain was done deliberately, okay, like part of a plan to give British people a bit of backbone, like the way they used to be in World War II, World War One, because since days recently, been pussification of the nation, hasn't it? And nobody can be bothered even, fucking a highlight of the day is going on a kebab house. A lot of people in Britain are fat sweats. So they're going to, I think it's like they're trying to sort them out and get them off their ass so they actually stand up for themselves. It might be an experiment along those lines, I'm thinking. Because definitely people need a good shake, don't they? Yeah. So, well, we're going to see what's going to happen because Britain is in a sad, sorry state. But like I said, like Alva Billy said, open the window, birds are tweeting, who gives a fuck. What we're looking at here is a baton that you give to royals. And I think that they were electromagnetic technology. Like field marshals get a baton. And then they have that race, the relay, and then you pass the baton, the charge to the next person. And then they run with it. I think that's where they're telling us. So a nice fountain in the exposition I've shared today on my community page because they are very beautiful images. So yeah, I like this. Would you go round with the umbrella hat? Possibly, I would. Yes, I would consider doing that. That plays music. That'd be nice. Caught in a moment. She was. The angel of the water nymph that lives in the water. Look at this view of Tartaria. Look at the wrought iron around the beautiful fountain and the lights. How beautiful is that? And that is in Frankfurt, in Germany. Frankenfurten. I bet everything smells nice. Spotless in there, the Germans. Oh, they clean their streets at night and everything. Well, it was. They went to shit in handbag as well, like Britain. Look at that. The organ interacting with the water. Wow. That kid must be thinking, this feels really good. All that charged ionized water, negative ions. The music definitely playing a role. Wow. How beautiful. Beautiful bandstand and garden outside of the pavilion of the Great Exposition. And inside the exposition suite in the Crystal Palace, or the Crystal Palace itself, is beautiful fountains, floors of stuff. So yeah, I think fountains are where it's at. Do feel good, especially in summer days when you're walking past, it's boiling. You get the spray off the fountain. Sure makes you feel really lovely, especially if it's charged, you know, like spring water from underground natural. Not that treated muck that they give us. Wow, so beautiful, man. Love to walk around an exposition in its heyday. Wonder who paid for it all. You cannot suffer the past or the future because they don't exist. What you are suffering in is the memory and your imagination. So I think that is absolutely fantastic, actually, because a lot of people are stuck in the past, just victimizing themselves, dead dogging everybody, and can't move on, live in the moment. And it's because they're suffering because they're living in the past. We've all had bad shit happen to us, guys, believe me, right? And there's no point just living that as your mantra and as your life pattern and passing that negative things. To move on and use it as a tool, learn by it, and use that as a tool to help others. So yeah, this top spot, he's like he's skint, isn't he? He's got this animal fur ermine, and he's got all of them jewels on his crown, just worth about $1 squillion, when everyone in Britain's like totally fucking skint. And he's laying down the law about, like, because they said, like, oh, we're having digital ID, and all Britain went, you know, playing that and said, no, hey, nonny, no. So they backtracked, and now he's come along and said, oh, no, we're doing it now. Just like, we're going to be like China. You're going to love it. Fucking great. So here's another pier here. Love a good pier. So I used to, when I was a kid, my uncle used to take me on this pier. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it had all boards missing and death below. Still took me out on that, you know, that ruined pier, wherever it was. Camera obscura there, guys. Show the world in a mirror, upside down, a photographic image, HD, like far away. So yeah, this is a plane in the past, and they literally had like lovely seats to relax, no stupid stuff, and you could watch an indoor movie in the plane in the old days. So yeah, I bet it was really safe as well, but they hardly ever crashed. Cricket is not my game, but it would be if these three were on the beach. So yeah, back in the day, having a game of cricket on a British beach. Is there anything more British than wickets and balls and bats and cricket? Happy days. So yeah, I went down here like about a month ago, and I remember thinking to myself, oh, well, that's fucking terrible, isn't it? It's all just rotted and fallen into the river, and it's all just shit. All of the cliffs are covered in vandalism, and it all looks really rubbish. Where then people are standing right now. But 120 years ago, under the Avon Bridge, the ships that come up the Avon, dock in Bristol. We've done this, like, used to go to my father's ship all the time in Bristol, and stand a lot further up than you actually. But that tunnel, is it still there? I don't remember going through that tunnel. Oh, for the train. Yeah, for the train. Yeah, all right, not the road. Yeah, that road goes right the way through, and the train takes you all the way to the southern counties. So yeah, it's horrible now compared to the modern day. This photo is beautiful compared to the modern day. It's terrible now. Everything's gone to shit. So I used to do this when I was a kid. We used to sit on a seawall, which is not there, that one anymore, because they've knocked all the docks down. Buttown, Tiger Bay, when I was a kid. And we used to sit there and we used to wait for my old man's ship to come. And he used to come and he used to blow his horn and then go off into the docks. And my mother would be rubbing her hands. Thinking, I'm going to take all your money off you, Cal. Look at this. Here's Eisenhower and Churchill having a practice with machine guns. Fuck yeah. Always wanted a Tommy gun, but it's not allowed in Britain. Or even to think it is a foreign crime. It's not if you're Winston fucking Churchill, though, winner of World War II. Whatever. So let's have a look at Victorian's clobber. They got lovely gaffs, haven't they? Bongs everywhere and weird stuff that I can't identify, but she's got a nice cat. See how I kept that clean? I'm a changing man. I'm a changing man. More seasides happening. Some Victorian peoples caught in a moment. They're all dead now. All dead anyway, because this is the afterlife. Doing an impersonation. So yeah, donkeys. I love donkeys so much. I noticed my friend Elisa, she posted donkeys this morning on Facebook, and I remember feeling a really special feeling about donkeys. So yeah, Porthcawl Beach has banned donkeys last week. Apparently, they want to change the old way of doing things to a more friendly, no donkeys on the beach. So we're going into a new phase of seaside enjoyment. It's like no enjoyment, no donkey rides. Fucking love them. I'd love a donkey. If I had like somewhere to have a donkey and live donkey. Somebody posted, right? Oh, here's a couple on the deck of the Titanic. No, it fucking ain't. How did the photograph survive? It sunk. That's so stupid. So that is 8 o'clock in the morning or something on Westminster Bridge in the Victorian era. Look at that hustle and bustle that is going on there. You are likely thinking, shut up. AI's like just started talking to me and I didn't even say anything to it on my phone, guys. It's like you're likely thinking, what? You don't know what I'm thinking. AI. Yeah, I'd love to time travel there. Wow, that'd be fantastic. Aww. So yeah, let's move on. And another London shot here. Beautiful, this one. Everyone's looking up. Well, some people are looking up. The camera there. So either this guy's a giant taking a photograph or he's on top. I don't know where he could be, actually, because he's in the middle of the road. So he's not on a building, per se. Statues there, so there must be a monument next to it. You know, the copper's looking up. He's looking up. Yeah, there must be 10,000 people in that street. All that commerce and everything happening in the old world. This is the capital of the world for the longest time. Still is, really, in a financial sense. Looking up towards Fleet Street, you can see some poles in the background. This railway bridge has been removed in the modern day. And this is Piccadilly Circus. Wow. That restaurant there, they serve the best steaks you can ever imagine. Steak a filet. How do I know? Because I time traveled there in my Brian. And they got the best steak you can ever imagine. This is Oxford Circus. There's a few people about. It looks like a wet day. And there's not too many people ghosting. We've been having an exposure problem. No, Oxford Circus hasn't changed too much. Contrails or chemtrails, 1940s, 1941, over St. Paul's Cathedral. been doing it a while, haven't they? Trafalgar Square, let's have a look. I reckon there's something in there, you know. Probably bones. They love all that weird shit, putting evil energy in there. This is, right? This is the mouth of the beast. This is Babylon Central Parliament, yeah? On that bridge, now in a modern day, it would be full of Romanian gypsy scammers and pickpockets, which are usually Romanian scammers as well. Like everywhere, it's not safe now in London in the modern day. It's just so much crime going on, and it's just really, really bad. In the mouth of the beast. No, I can't believe that they can't clean that shit up. People have got to go and do it. Like, you know, there's been some videos just lately. Now, on this bridge was many people today. They had a Patriots march in Britain. They've been keeping that down. They won't put it in the news. Then there must have been 1 million people. It was, but they're all doing that. I don't want to talk about it, actually, because it's part of their nasty ass psyop and everyone's falling into. Early OnlyFans, maybe. I don't know. She's having a selfie in the mirror. She got some good stuff in the Victorian era. What about this? The brain cross-section. Pineal gland is the eye of Horus. Yeah. The Holy Grail. So many holes in the human skull. It means it's the holiest. The holiest of holies, where the spinal column connects with the brain, maybe. Scarab beetle looks like the human skull, maybe. And the brain looks like a Ganesh. I'll go with that for this moment. So they reckon that in the Roman era, they had a thing called a vomitarian, where they would eat as much as they possibly could and then go up and vomit it all up, and then go back in and feast some more and then vomit it all up again, the vomitarian. Does that make any sense? Or maybe kept them slim. Maybe it was only anorexia. So the Hedges bloody crystal skull. Oh, I don't know if this is a psyop. Because of the television and all of the people that talk about it, give me a mistrust. But if it can house information, people say they get nosebleeds, spooky feelings around the crystal skulls. But the mystery is how was it produced, isn't it? I'm not sure I trust it, but I'm just saying. What about a hammer found in an ancient chunk of stone, which is probably supposed to be millions of years old? And electricity, probably what lit up inside the pyramids. They got a cartouche of this device. Here is an image of it on galvanic batteries. Marijuana. Hey, at least it's not crack. Quite so. Quite so. Times have changed, though. Oh, okay. There's all new drugs out there now in the modern day. I don't know, a slight fucking horror movie or dust, monkey dust, and fucking spice, and all these other weird drugs are all on fentanyl, all that shit. Anyway, I'm sure it's not about me. Right, let me give you a few of you shouts. It's been an awesome little show tonight. Let me know what you think in comments. I do like it when you keep active. I got to make a video for another review on Spooky 2. I did make one yesterday, but I got in a bit of a kerfuddle with the program. I'm going to do it all over again tomorrow, probably. The real temple is inside. Temples. Tempula. Indeed, indeed. The body is a temple. That was the best poster ever. You know it. You know it. You know it, Rachel Osborne. You know, if marijuana gives you memory loss, what does marijuana do? Stupid. Just in case, never go off for those Amber Alerts either. Listen, if it's the only time, if it's red or amber, don't go. And if it's a green, fuck that too. I'm telling me what to do. What's that, Melisande? Bulimia, yeah, that's it. Throw up on a thing. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe if you like my channel. I'm going to come back in a day or two. We've got plenty more posts to come and plenty more stuff to show you and plenty more thoughts in my Brian, because that's what I do. I'm a thinker And I'm in a spiritual battle, and I love exposing their bullshit. I don't know. I could just come on here and expose all their bullshit till the cows come home. But especially when it comes to their fake historical narrative, which is really easy to debunk. Let me show these comments while they're there. You can see them? Okay, that's cool. Oh, yeah, just in case. I like that name. Eric Sims is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, what we got here? Ed, what's going on? And, ooh, fucking hells, bells, and lemon smells. And we got the Gratium. The land of milk and honey is just a metaphor for DMT. Yeah, bro. If only. Okay. Ah, New Zealand. I'd love to go there. Or Australia, or anywhere, really. This. Like that. Sounds like the people in the Colosseum in Rome. Well, have a look at my post. Well, I think the Colosseum was actually a water tower. I give good evidence to support that as well on my channel in the past. Thank you for being here. Have you enjoyed my show? Yeah? Well, there's loads more to come. I could go on for hours and hours, but I am weary. And I need coffee because it is gone cold. And the music's crap, innit? I've been discovering some good new music lately, though. I've been going through all the Jethro Tull. I'm really enjoying that. I'm still a big Led Zeppelin fan. They're the best band that ever were. Always a pleasure, Jan Simpson. Really, just so me. Most excellent. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy. Anyway, we love Flaterday, don't we? We have a good living, don't we? DMT is a psyop, Machiavelli. Oh, I like a mushroom. Would you consider making a show only about paranormal stuff? Yes, I would do that, Joe. If anyone's interested, I could talk about all my paranormal experiences, my sleep paralysis, my alien implants, the one that they removed from my neck, wouldn't show me, metallic object, the ongoing MK Ultra experiment, my paralysis, sleep paralysis, which led to me being in a wheelchair for 1 year, crippled for no medical reason whatsoever. They said that my legs went into entropy because I was so hyperactive, it stopped my legs from working. What the fuck ever. So yeah, I thought at first I was in the Montauk Project. All sorts of different things, but definitely some sort of spiritual abduction was taking place right away from my childhood, an energetic thing rather than a physical thing, and that's still ongoing, but less now. Does that help? Okay. And angelic communication. That means communication from angels. So God stuff as well happening. And what else? Oh, yeah, there is that one simmering away in the background. I think I'll keep that for a later date because that is most excellent. Definitely about the blood groups. Anyway. Well, I'm going to love you and leave you, beautiful people, wherever you are in the world. Okay, I hope the weather improves, unless it's nice already. Britain's been a bit there, but we got, I think it'd be probably 28 degrees in Britain next week. Sizzling 80, lovely. That's what I think. That's what I'm going to intend anyway, because it's cold weather. It's getting my bones. Then bones. You've done the walk. Now you're doing the talk. Keep going. Sifu. Yeah, man. I literally do that. I do walk the walk, and I do it all over the world. You're talking about blood types, Marticus in alive. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to start here. I'm not going to go there. Not today. Not today. I could just talk forever, really, couldn't I? This is it. I could talk for Wales. If talking was an Olympic sport, I'd definitely be a gold medal winner. We need to stabilize the warm weather. Then we can go swimming and fishing. I want to go swimming. I want to go in the water. I want to do it. Summer things. Go camping in the mountains. Sunny Appalachian Mountains would be absolutely fantastic. It's a bit far away, but I'm missing America. Get this like grievy feeling inside every time I watch an American music video. So yeah, I watched like a music video the other day, and they were on Route 66. And I had this like stomach slumpy feeling, like It was when you're there, it was all so epic, and then when you're not there anymore, it's like it's not so epic as being there. It's the best thing I ever did. Driving across America with Cheryl. Best thing I ever did, I think. 81 degrees Fahrenheit with thunderstorms in Kentucky. Oh, it's warm, is it? Oh, it would be in Kentucky. I know it's hot in Texas. Doing Tartarian stuff all the time is, I am literally, I don't do Tartarian stuff all the time. Is it logical, as Spock says? But Anita says, oh, Captain, please kiss me. Yeah, that's Frankenheim. I'm fucking down with that, bro. Yeah, I chop and change. I do like philosophy. I do I'll do a reading. I'll read one of my books. I'll do cooking. I'll do boots on the ground, go off to conventions, this, that, and the other. I do millions of things other than just echo chamber. And plus, I do like the discoveries and stuff, yeah? So there's that. Okay, Sunbeam, good to see you, my sweetness. And Isabel, who's Morgan's in the house, good to see you, my man. Hope all is awesome where you are. So yeah, can't wait for the summer. So next month on Soulstice, we have a Truthers meetup in a castle in Scotland in Dundee. I'm going there. There's going to be other Truthers there. Stellium 7. Mike's going to be there. Love Mike. And Spacebusters, Steve Young, awesome Steve Young. I like that guy. All these groovy people. I go in. So yeah, there's that. And I'm sure there's a load of other stuff happening as well. I just can't seem to remember, but it's all linked below in the description spot. Oh yeah, Girtdog Festival, because Glastonbury's not happening. Not that I go anyway, because it's in Shitsville, but who doesn't love a good festival? Well, there's one coming up. Girtdog, August. Oh, yeah. Guru Gathering 2026 in Spain. That's in September. That's happening. Links down below. Dave Mantle is having a bit of a sleepover. And then we're all going over to this restaurant, playing music and partaking of the Spanish culture. Wink, wink. Okay? But not the wine, because the wine is too fucking much. Never having that wine again in my life. But margaritas, tequila is definitely sent from God, isn't it? Weed. So the Appalachians, I'd love to go to the Appalachians. I really, really would. The Tartaria every day. Don't worry, listen, the future is not orange. The future is Tartaria. So we keep on about it. Till the cows come on, because it's a beautiful place that I love to go to in my mind and on my vlogs, because it's really beautiful. New moon ready to happen. Oh, it's not out then, is it? Dallas, what you been, bro? Good to see you, my man. Grow garden. Oh, I've got a garden. And share. And you have with all those. Well, I would do that if I had a garden. Check out the percentage of drink. I don't drink unless I go out for a pint with my friends. Otherwise, drinking in the house, wouldn't that be alcoholism? Well, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Oh no, I get pissed really easy. I'm a bit of a lightweight when it comes to booze. Me, fucking hell. Oof. I don't like to get drunk. I like to be aware. Six sauce. I don't like the feeling of not being aware and not in control of my own faculties. Fuck that shit. Like, no, it couldn't. It doesn't happen anyway. I wouldn't even allow myself to ever be in that state. Not that I could be, because I've got exceptionally high tolerance by my age. Valkenheim, yeah. Appalachians would love to have you. Indoctrination requires you drink moonshine and from dusk till dawn. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, and I could do that clog dancing that they do and all the slide blues guitar. Yeah, oh, fucking hell. I want to do Appalachian Mountain, Kentucky things and everything. Why can't America be closer to Britain anyway? Can't you just tow yourselves over here or something? Or we tow the island over to them? It's far away. It's a pain in the fucking ass, actually. My teacher from Indonesia is coming over soon. Always a great night out. Is he? Is he a master? He would be. Oh, I bet that'd be really groovy. Very cool from Indonesia or Kung Fu and shit. Like Grasshopper. Because they're all humble and that, aren't they? The Kung Fu experts. You wouldn't fuck with Kung Fu, you know, like David Carradine. Because when you get like super abilities, you just flick them off. You know, like fucking Neo with Smith. In the end, he was like, sure, yeah, right. I can fucking bullets don't even hurt me. Yeah, there's that. So Lee is in the outside. Lee, new moon already, 4 o'clock. All right, I won't be seeing that because it's bloody grey and horrible. Yeah. So that was a flatabulous Flaterday, says Alva Billy, or fabulous Flaterday. The weather is amazing, fucking great. Rub it in. Don't worry, we'll have our great weather one day soon. It's coming. Okay, stay epic. If you need me, martinleaker7@gmail.com. Links are all down below for all the groovy things I talked about. I'm going to be back in a day or two. This has been your Flaterday experience. Have you been happy? Have you had it like a tickly feeling in your belly? Do you know what that is? That's love. That is. That's love. You're feeling love. You may not know what it is, but I'm telling you, that's what it is. Annie, Annie, good to see you, lovely. Ooh. It's love. It's love that I'm after and a good time. That would be awesome. If you were closer, maybe you, I know, fucking hell. When I go to America, I know everyone, like in Britain as well. It's crazy. Yeah, it's so far away. Tata for now, Dreamboat. Oh, fucking hell. Put my looks in a minute. Hang on. Oh, fucking hell. Dreamboat in me. Hang on. Oh. Oh, I lost it. I bet it was lovely, though, whatever it was. Oh, there you are. Oh, it's Lee. Lee said it. Okay. Stay frosty. I can't be any other way. As they CIO say, stay frosty. Do they say that? I don't know. I don't know what deeper connotation of that is. The garden is ready. I wish I had a garden. Love to be able to open my doors and step onto the garden. AI says you can call me Al. It was a brilliant album, that was. I used to really love that Paul Simon album. Boy in a Bubble's quite telling, isn't it? Lasers in the jungle somewhere. But yeah, you can call me Al. It's a good video as well, isn't it? Chevy Chase is in it. I'm going to watch that. No, thanks for that, Bob. Watch that after this. Okay. Locomotive Breath is a good track by Jeff Rotoll. Brilliant video to go with it, with Buster Keaton. Like Buster Keaton stuff. I do. So, Michael, thank you for being here. And everyone, enjoy paradise while you got it. And be grateful. I'm grateful for you being here. That's me. Dirk van, fucking hell, Gestel van Gestel. Thank you from Turkey as well. Much hugs and love to everybody. Big communal hug. My warm, huggy hand around you. I know you have been watching him for years, every Flaterday. Yeah, it's been going on since like another era, pre-COVIDian. I don't drink much alcohol. Yeah, it's neurotoxin. It is. I know it's bad. I don't mind a good, decent quality booze. Like everything's all right if it's quality, really, moderation. Body can cope with that shit. Charlie stole the handle of the train. Good. So thank you for that. Yeah, Girtdog should be a blast. I love a good festival. Them small ones are the best. I'll get into too much trouble with them ones, I don't think. Okay. Everyone's just loosey-goosey. It's all them fucking official things I don't like. Security and shit. Don't like all that. Tell you what to do. Scott Pike. Oh, it's nothing worse, is there? People fucking laying the law down. Tell you what to do. Their weirdness. Later. Ooh. Internal visions. Peace and love to you. I will be back. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And stay absolutely funky and epic. And groovy too. Happy Flaterday. Wiggly Flat Firms. Thank you, Facebook people. And thank you, everyone on the Flat Earth British Think Tank channel. Happy Flaterday.